Welcome to our in-depth analysis of the United States economy. The US economy? It's kind of a big deal. We're talking about one of the world's largest and most influential economies. One that impacts everything from your morning coffee to global geopolitics. Today, we'll explore the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that shape this economic behemoth. Understanding them is about as important as understanding why your internet bill seems to go up every 6 months. The US economy is nothing if not diverse. Tech giants rub shoulders with mom-and-pop shops, sprawling farms fuel the nation, and Wall Street does whatever it does. This diversity provides flexibility and resilience, like a slightly dysfunctional but effective economic relay team. The US dollar. It's not just the currency you use to buy questionable gas station sushi, it's the world's reserve currency. This status gives the US serious perks like lower borrowing costs and the ability to influence global markets. But there are cracks in the facade. A massive national debt exceeding $33 trillion casts a long shadow. Rising interest rates are about as welcome as a surprise tax audit. Let's be honest, America loves a good gadget. The US is a hotbed of research and development, churning out groundbreaking advancements. This culture of innovation drives economic growth, creating jobs and boosting productivity. The US military, it's big, powerful, and really expensive. With a budget larger than the next several countries combined, the US maintains a global military presence. This military might underpins US geopolitical influence, allowing it to project power and forge alliances. But this influence comes at a cost, both financially and morally. The US spends more on defense than any other country. This means less money for healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The US is a land of natural abundance, with vast reserves of oil, natural gas, and fertile farmland. These resources support industries from energy to agriculture to manufacturing. But this abundance doesn't make the US immune to challenges. Climate change, pollution, and resource depletion are pressing concerns. Careful management and action are required. Remember that $33 trillion national debt we mentioned earlier? Yeah, about that. It's a problem. The US has been running budget deficits for decades, spending more than it takes in. This fiscal irresponsibility strains the economy, limiting the government's ability to invest in essential services. It could lead to higher interest rates and inflation. The American dream. The gap between the rich and the poor has been widening for decades. This income inequality leads to social unrest, political polarization, and a shrinking middle class. American politics, a glorious spectacle of gridlock, bickering, and the occasional filibuster. The US is a deeply divided nation with political polarization at an all-time high. This gridlock makes it difficult to address pressing issues. Compromise has become a dirty word, and the political system seems more interested in scoring points than solving problems. The US boasts some of the most advanced medical technology in the world, but access to affordable healthcare? That's a different story. The US spends more on healthcare per capita than any other developed country, yet millions lack basic health insurance. The system is a costly maze of insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, and healthcare providers. Americans pay more for healthcare than anyone else, often with worse outcomes. Climate change is real, it's here, and it's coming for your avocado toast. The US is a major contributor to global greenhouse gas emissions. The good news is that the US is making strides in renewable energy, investing in solar, wind, and electric vehicles. But the transition to a green economy will require significant shifts in energy production, consumption, and infrastructure. Remember when everything was made in China? Well, those days might be numbered. The US is increasingly looking to bring manufacturing back home, reducing dependence on foreign supply chains. This reindustrialization is driven by rising labor costs in China and a desire for greater economic resilience. The United States can't go it alone in the global economy. Strategic partnerships and trade agreements are crucial for expanding US influence and accessing new markets. The US has a network of allies and partners to advance its economic and strategic interests. Navigating international relations requires diplomacy and a willingness to find common ground. The future of the U.S. economy is linked to its ability to innovate and adapt to technological advancements. AI, quantum computing, and biotechnology are fields where the U.S. can maintain global leadership. Staying ahead requires continued investment in research and development, education, and a regulatory environment that fosters innovation. Addressing ethical concerns is also crucial. China's rise as a global economic power presents both opportunities and challenges for the U.S. China represents a massive market for U.S. goods and services. But it's also a strategic competitor, vying for influence and challenging U.S. technological dominance. Managing this relationship is crucial for global stability and prosperity. It requires a balance of cooperation and competition. Diplomacy and deterrence are key. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it's an economic one. Extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and disruptions to agriculture pose significant risks to the U.S. economy. Addressing climate change requires investing in renewable energy, adapting infrastructure, and promoting sustainable practices. The U.S. economy is deeply integrated into the global financial system. This interconnectedness brings benefits but also makes the U.S. vulnerable to economic shocks from abroad. Financial crises, pandemics, and geopolitical instability can have ripple effects that impact the U.S. The U.S. is built on ideals of equality, opportunity, and justice for all. But social and economic disparities, political polarization, and a decline in trust in institutions threaten these ideals. Addressing issues like racial inequality and healthcare access is essential for maintaining a stable and prosperous society. The United States economy, a complex, dynamic, and often contradictory beast. It's capable of extraordinary innovation and wealth creation, yet plagued by persistent challenges like inequality, debt, and political dysfunction. The U.S. economy remains robust but faces mounting challenges that require strategic focus. Balancing innovation, sustainability, and fiscal responsibility is critical to maintaining its global leadership role. The choices made today will have far-reaching consequences for the future of the U.S. economy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.